part of this dream life experiment for me is going to be upgrading my home in really simple, subtle ways that just kind of help elevate my daily experience. So this bedroom, my bedroom, is part of that plan. You see I have this really beautiful brick wall over here that I just love. But really I haven't done a whole lot with the bedroom. Okay guys, it's an exciting day. We're doing the work on the bedroom remodel today. You can see it's been cleared out. The old bed is gone, and now we're about to put the new headboard up. The rest of the room, just a quick sneak peek, looks like crap. Hey guys, so it is Sunday once again. It seems like Sunday comes around really quickly every week. And Sundays are always really busy, so I'm actually gonna just show you something. I'm actually really excited about today's video because I'm gonna show you the bedroom remodel that I've been working on for months now. I think I checked the other day and I posted that originally that I was gonna start doing that on like March 31st or something, and here it is June 19th or whatever, and I'm just now getting it done. But like I said last week, or whenever I gave that last update, it's just kind of one of those things. It's a home remodel project, and even though we didn't remodel anything big, it was mostly just, you know, the superficial stuff. It still ended up taking way longer than it should have and all of that. But for a budget-friendly remodel, this was the way to go. I'm also in a rental, so I couldn't change anything permanent. I'd had to, you know, put things up without making holes in the walls and that kind of thing, so I'll show you that stuff. Just in case you're in a rental situation and need some ideas. So let's get to it. I'll turn this camera around for you. Okay, I'm gonna try to work in the before video so that you guys can see and remember what it looked like before, or at least a picture from that video, but here's what it looks like now. A little bit different, much lighter and brighter. Have curtains up now. And then I have this new piece of furniture over here in this corner. Let me go over here for a second so you can see everything again. And then I'll explain what we changed and what I did and all of that, besides just the aesthetics and moving furniture around. So we'll start over here. So these are just command hooks. They make them in all different colors and shapes and sizes now, so you know, you can just remove those cleanly off the wall, no damage whatsoever. I didn't have to paint, thankfully. Already the walls were this really nice subtle neutral color. Let's see, then this is that piece of burl wood I talked about in a couple of videos. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work in the corner, and I'll show you why here in just a second, but I did find a way to incorporate it in because I have, as you can see, I have dark wood, and I have lots of white, and then I also have the light hardwood floors, and I have a lighter piece of furniture over there, and then I have some black accents as well. So I was trying to work every color into every wall, or into every space, and so I've got black, and I've got, you know, the neutral, I've got the dark piece, and then this kind of helped tie in that neutral as well along with the white there. This was actually a really fun project. I made this tree from a tree branch. Actually, I went out to the farm and cut a small sapling, and then found this basket at Goodwill for I think $7. The moss is actually moss that I brought back from Florida, so it's real Spanish moss, and down inside there's just rocks and foam and things to help hold the tree up. And then I just found these leaves at Dollar Tree actually, and I ended up having exactly the number of leaves that I needed, which was quite funny, quite the coincidence. And then I just glued them on there, and I have a faux tree that cost me $7, or actually I guess $14 if you count the leaves there instead of the $120 or something that a faux tree can actually usually cost you. So that was a super fun project, super easy. I already had the nightstands. These are these are so fun. These are actually from Amazon, not sponsored video or anything, but these are fun little, they have 2 settings, little sconces. I have them hung up here with command hooks so they're not damaging the walls or anything, and they are battery powered, so super fun little bonus lighting to add to the room, to the ambiance. These are actually also from Amazon. They came in a set of 3. The third one is actually in the living room now. And I just love the way they tie in all the colors and bring everything together with that lighter wood on the edge there. This is the pride and joy of the entire room. It is a handmade headboard. My dad and I worked really hard on this. We actually, if I can show you, we built the whole thing is reclaimed, so all of the wood used in the headboard is reclaimed. The headboard itself is actually an antique door, and it's got this gorgeous metal mesh to it. It came from a 1950s home. This was actually on the utility closet, this door was, and I found it on Facebook Marketplace and absolutely fell in love with it. And then my first thought was that door needs to be on a wall somewhere as a headboard. So that is what we did, and it was such a fun project to work on with Dad. So in honor of Father's Day, I thought I would show you guys this bedroom remodel because my dad did help with it quite a bit. Actually, Mom and Dad were here yesterday helping me hang things and space everything and all of that, because 1, it's really challenging to do by yourself, and 2, it's definitely a 2 to 3 person job, and they're just wonderful. And I hate hanging things, as I told you guys before. So over here I just added a full-length mirror because I like to be able to make sure that my shoes go with my outfit. I'm just that girl. And that's all I did really in that corner, other than add the chair. The chair I already had. I've had it for years. It's just an antique chair. I guess I should show, I changed the bedding too, obviously. I changed everything from the bed skirt up. But it's just a cheap duvet cover from Amazon. The sheets I already had, the pillows I already had, other than the decorative pillow here, I purchased that. But that's all that is. It's really cheap, but it's a really light color. I love how bright it is in here now with all of this. So let me go over here and show you this piece of furniture. And then I'll tell you about the curtains, which are really exciting too. So I hid the fan that was so blatantly in the corner over there. I moved it over here and hid it so that it's way less obvious. This piece of furniture I actually found at a church garage sale for $35, which in and of itself was just an incredible price. I was so happy to find it. It's an antique buffet, so it does have this beautiful mirror on the back here, which actually I loved because it helps bounce the light around the room, and it really adds a lot of light to this room, which is kind of dark because this light fixture up here actually doesn't add much light at all. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you. I'll turn this light on and show you, ooh, how much light that adds to the room. So this piece, I loved that the mirror would help bounce the light around. Ignore the artwork there. I actually don't have my prints. I'm going to order a Pretty Abandoned print and put that in that frame, but I thought the black carried nicely from the black mirror. This planter I actually made from a couple of bowls from the Dollar Tree, and then I painted it the same color as the headboard with the same paint, and then repotted my philodendron, who I've lovingly named Phil, into it, and I think it looks really great. And then this light fixture, this lampshade was actually a little too white. I already had the light fixture, but the lampshade was just a little too white. I loved that the black was going to be, carried over here, but I needed to dim that down a little bit, so I actually stained the lampshade with tea and coffee. Just a little bit, just really slightly. It's really subtle. You can't really tell in the video, but it's a really subtle shading that just changed it just enough that it kind of blends in with the curtains and the bedspread and everything. So that corner shelf I was talking about, oh, and I do want to show you really quickly before I go there. These brass knobs are antique brass knobs that I had, and they just happened to fit perfectly on this because they went really well with the the wooden ones that already existed. We were missing a knob down here, and this is actually the door that fell off and broke when we were moving it up here. So you can see, if you look really closely, there is a crack, but you have to look really closely because Dad was able to glue it back together, and it works beautifully and it fits beautifully and everything. So inside I just have my clothes, but I put some shelf liner down to kind of help, you know, with the look of it. And I want to show you this drawer because it has this beautiful green velvet in the bottom. I mean, you can't really tell, but it's really nice. It's a really nice piece. I know it was an old buffet, but it's a clothes dresser now, and it works perfectly. So okay, so back to that corner shelf. I was gonna try to use these and balance one side of the shelf on here and then just put brackets on this wall and have that corner shelf so that I could put Phil up on a shelf. But unfortunately, just the way that these are, they're not out far enough, and you know, they're only out about 3/4 of an inch or something, so that's not quite enough to balance that shelf on. There just wasn't enough there, and then there's no stud in this corner, unfortunately, to put a bracket onto, so we were afraid that it wouldn't hold, and then I also would have been putting holes in the wall there, so we chose not to do that. And that it's fine, it works out, because I think Phil's gonna be happier here anyway because he'll get more sunlight. So now to the crowning achievement, the curtains that have gone up without putting holes in anything, anywhere, which was pretty cool. One, it was a fiasco finding 108-inch curtains because it's hard to do. They just don't, I had to actually order them online because I couldn't find them in a store in the color and texture that I wanted. I wanted a really light linen look, just to add some texture to the room, and I thought it went really nicely with the wood blinds. But I wanted it to be semi-sheer so that you could still see through it, because I'm not worried about people being able to see me. I'm on a second story, and so I don't need the blackout curtains or anything like that. So I just went with a really light linen, which are beautiful. Then the rigging to get them up, and I'll actually try to climb up on this chair and show you guys if I can. So that is just a bracket that's holding the curtain rod, and the curtain rod's just a really nice, simple, you know, 1/2-inch curtain rod. So how I did this was kind of accidental or coincidental, however you want to call it. I actually tried several different ways to hang these curtains. I was gonna just use shower curtain rings and put them on that conduit, this metal conduit that my wiring is in. I was just gonna hang shower curtain rings on that, but I couldn't get shower curtain rings around some of that because it was too tight. Up there, it's too close to the boards above it, so I couldn't get shower curtain rings on there. So that was really disappointing because I thought that was how that was gonna work. And so then I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out how I was going to do that. And I ended up remembering, I don't know how I remembered this, but I remembered at some point in time I had found brackets that had they were little L-shaped brackets. They had a long piece on the back and they stuck out about yay far, you know, a couple of inches. And they had little grooves in them where you could hang or put a curtain rod. And I was like, oh my gosh, where are those brackets? Well, I walked into the kitchen, walked to a drawer, opened the drawer, and they were right there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Don't know how that happened. I've moved 17 times since then. But anyway, so I found those. I was able to just tuck those down behind that conduit. I was able to get those in there in a perfect place and tuck those in there. So I had the brackets, but I didn't have the curtain rod. So I'm like, okay, now I need a really small curtain rod that's like the right color and the right length and all of that. And something in me said, go to Goodwill right now. And I was like, okay, that's random. It's like 7 o'clock at night. And I'm like, Goodwill closes soon. And it was like, go to Goodwill right now. And I'm like, okay, fine, I will. So I went to Goodwill and walked straight to the corner that had this one curtain rod that was the perfect color, the perfect size, and it was $2.54. And then that's the same day that I actually found this basket for $7, which was the perfect size. And the funnier part of that was that I actually had a dress to return that was $10. And so with the money that I got back from the dress that I returned, I actually just exchanged, and I ended up getting like 7 cents back from these two items. So I had exactly what I needed, and was lucky enough to get this curtain rod, which works perfectly, and that little rigging system works great, and the curtains look fabulous. So this is the much awaited, much anticipated bedroom remodel that has been, you know, in the making for quite a while, but I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. I think it looks great. It's definitely got way more storage. It's much more functional for me, and it's just much more beautiful. I love how light and bright it is. I love all the lighting options for ambiance, and it just is really, really lovely. So that's it, guys. That's it for this Sunday. Happy Father's Day to those of you who are celebrating, and to my dad, of course, who is, sorry guys, he's just the best. I have the best one. And he was such a big, and you know, he was instrumental in helping me get this done, as was my mom. So I just am so grateful to be so blessed with such a wonderful father, and I know how fortunate I am, you guys. So yeah, happy Father's Day to those of you who are celebrating. Happy Father's Day to my dad, and to those of you that I know who are fathers. And just thank y'all for being wonderful people who help your children every single day. And to those of you who have, you know, lost your fathers or don't have that relationship with them, you know, I'm sending you some love today. So, all right, guys, I will see you next week. I will talk to you soon. Take care.